Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life.
That's not even like the tune, is it?
Hats?
Oh,
No, that's fucking shit. What was that?
I don't even know.
Isn't it like
What is it?
Sound like Beverly Hills Cop. Dun, 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 dun. Dum, 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 dum.
Yeah, maybe we should have the Beverly Hills. I can't even speak tonight. Do you want to just start again? Start again.
Nah.
How are you?
Good.
How are you, man?
What's going on? So we don't have a guest this week. It's just going to be hats and Brendo.
No, but settle in because I've got a lot.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And you've got how much?
No, I don't have much.
Anything?
Yeah, but not. It's not actually Bitcoin related. But
Oh, okay, okay. Do you want to start there, or do you want to? You do?
Yeah, all right. And you haven't noticed actually, but I haven't had a cigarette for 36 hours.
Ah, I did notice. I just assumed that because I'm having something built out the back and you couldn't open the door that you didn't.
I had nowhere to hide.
You didn't want to do it inside, so you didn't want to. Oh,
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
Are you wearing patches or?
No, and
This is going to be. You're gonna get angry.
I could be fucking. I could just be.
Oh, let's
I could flip
go
this table
rage
up.
full maxi.
Yeah.
Is it so? Are you stopping? Or yeah, you're gonna.
Oh, no,
are you
I do-
actually trying to stop?
I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to stop. But I usually whenever I do this, in the past, and I haven't. This is probably like 36 hours. That's the longest I've gone without a cigarette for probably 2 years. But when I've quit in the past, I don't like telling people that I'm trying to quit because it adds.
Hi everyone.
Yeah.
No one listening.
Shit. No, because it just adds extra pressure, I
Yeah,
suppose.
but is that not a
more
good thing?
accountable. It is, but
Keeps
it
you
isn't.
accountable.
It is, yeah, I know. But no one's keeping me accountable on this.
So okay, anyone who would like to keep Brendo accountable, please.
No, don't.
Please, yeah, get him. Yeah.
All I'll do if I take it up again, I'll just fucking. I won't even smoke. I'll tell you I got to go home
Well, look at it.
to go and do a shit because I don't like shitting in your toilet, and I'll actually go for a
You
cigarette.
just do what my neighbour's dad, my neighbour's dog does, and just shit in the garden.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay, but that's good. Man.
But you know what? You did give me one job today,
Yeah, I did.
and I haven't done it.
Awesome.
But that's my excuse. I'm just hanging on for dear life.
All right. Okay.
at the
No.
moment,
Okay.
so-
All right. I'll cut you some slack.
Yeah.
At least you start using the granddad.
The what?
The granddad.
I considered it. Oh, then I went, oh no, it's about a month ago now.
Too soon.
No, I literally was in the car going, I'm going to pull it out.
I've just been feeling. Oh, sorry, man. I'm not. You do it. I'm not going to do it.
No, you can do it.
It's too
You
soon.
can do
It's
it.
too soon.
She's dead. She's not going
Oh
to know.
my god. It's too soon.
Love you, Nanny.
Yeah,
Wherever you are.
Me too.
Never met her.
Never met lady. I'm sure she was lovely though.
Yeah, she was a wild one.
Right.
All right, go.
So
Unload.
let's start with our show.
Yes.
Okay, we'll start with the show.
Yes.
You want to explain the show?
No, you can do it.
Right. So, Bitcoin Alive.
Yes.
We're going.
We are.
We bought tickets.
We are.
We're staying in a house.
have.
We're going to be down there. We're going to be down there for 4 days. We'll
Yes.
hopefully can catch up as many people as we can.
Yep, we got a cool crew in this
We do.
Airbnb too, which is good.
We'll not dox them because it just
No.
don't know what their story is, but yeah, we're going, but we want to support it too. So we've been speaking to we obviously had the pod.
Yep.
Guys were great, and we want to do what we can to send people their way.
Yes.
I think there are two issues I think that they have. Well, there's loads of things there'll be splits that we spin in, but obviously the big one, ticket sales.
Yep.
And the other one, sponsorships.
Yes.
Right. I don't know how much we can do with the sponsorships. If there's anybody out there that's keen to be like a Bitcoin only, and they're very clear on that. You know, it's Bitcoin only.
And do you know what? And that is probably the key reason they deserve Bitcoiners' support.
Absolutely.
Is because they're sticking to their guns. They're not taking, I don't know, Blockchain Australia sponsorships or any of that sort of shit. They want Bitcoin only, and they're sticking to it.
Absolutely. But with the ticket side of things, maybe we can push a few people their way. So what? I spoke to Chris the other day, and he said, "Well, how's about you offer 10% discount on the tickets to anybody who's listened to the podcast?"
Mm-hmm.
So if you go, you just have to go to there. So nothing through for us. Just go through to their website, which is bitcoinalive.io.
Yep.
go to book your tickets, get to your checkout, and when you get to the checkout, there is a place for a referral code. It's not a referral code. It's just a what's that called?
A coupon
a discount code.
A coupon code. Yeah.
So one is hats for HATS. One is Brendo, Brendo. They are the same discount. So you're not getting anything better from do one way or the other. We would like you to do it as a personal, like, what were we trying to say?
I don't know. It's your thing.
It's like a
who you like more.
Yeah,
who do you
like? Who do you like more? This is not going to go well for me.
Oh, I think it will, because hats is a shorter word than
Oh
Brendo.
yeah, that's what it's going to be to do with. Yeah, Brendo's easier to spell. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, guys, get your ticket. If you're going to come, save some money. Pay in Sats if you can.
Yep.
And yeah, cool.
I paid in Sats before these little green candles.
Oh yeah, I wanted to say that too. So you bought slightly before me,
and
I think you bought at 33,000.
No, I think 32 maybe. But anyway,
no, it wasn't, because because it came backwards.
Oh,
so you bought slightly before me,
yeah.
and I bought at 32.5. I thought it was a genius.
Yeah.
And I was bragging because I got a 1% discount on my ticket or something compared to him. And I was waiting for it to go back to 30. I was thinking, if I can gain another 2%, that's me just squeezing it a little bit. So what would that be, like 31.7 or something? So I was like, well, I'll buy the cost of my ticket back at 31.7 in dollars.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I beat you twice, right?
And
I was going to brag about it, and the price has just run, and I'm angry. I'm really angry.
Good fucker.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, something else. So yeah, we'll move along from that, but we will have Chris and possibly Dylan back again closer to the event to talk about speakers, because obviously they've announced some.
Yep.
What does it say on their website? Something like all the best thinkers in Bitcoin, something like that, and DASB.
Yeah.
But there are going to be other ones that are going to be name dropping all the way through. So obviously they have to drip feed and build some excitement, build some FOMO.
Yeah, how many more they've got to announce?
I think he said he was like 60% done or something. So there's still quite a few to come.
Yeah, sweet.
But obviously, logistics and stuff with a lot of things. So
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's that. Peter, I've just been looking at numbers, right? Peter on our last one.
Yeah.
Dunworth.
Yeah. Very popular pod, actually.
Very popular, Peter. So Peter is now our third most listened to pod.
Behind,
even though he's only just been released.
Canute.
Behind Canute, who's obviously the top one, because he's.
What was the second one?
The second one is yours. Is though you're number 5? Yeah, number 5, right? So that is still the second
count.
one.
That's just a little gimmick.
Yeah, no, but it's still got the listens.
Yeah,
it just shows you how quickly that works, right?
Yeah.
How much more important that is. So, yeah, Canute is way ahead. But just to give people the numbers, we've spoken to people about this who we've spoken to on the pod, but we've never done it on the actual pod. I don't think in terms of numbers. Have we? Never spoken about numbers in terms of listens and stuff?
I think we have.
Have we?
We can go again. Yeah. Well,
okay, I'm like, there's no, I'm not hiding it, or we're not hiding it.
No, fuck no.
So really, generic organic listens, we get between 200 and 600 listeners per episode.
Yeah.
200
and 600.
200 and 600. Now, there's some that have gone a little bit more than that, but generally it's between 200 and 600 organic.
Yeah.
Right. But Peter's up at 620 already, which is awesome, because I thought he was a really awesome guest.
It was great.
But obviously, what happens with the listens, you get a peak at the beginning, and then it fades for a bit, and then you maybe get something mentioned or somebody shares something to get another bit of a peak. But then over time, it dwindles, obviously.
Yeah.
So I don't know, for 620, I don't know, that might get to 1,000 or something. So that's really good, because I think he really deserves the audience.
Oh, big time.
Of whatever that is. So
that's definitely been one of my favourite chats.
What about the? I was just going to say, what about somebody else that you? No, it doesn't matter.
No, I'll wait till next week.
Do you want? Who's the lowest? We do that one.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's like pressing everyone. I'm so excited to talk to
measure
so and so, to measure. Oh boy.
Yeah, I was listening to him today, actually.
No, I'm not pissing on him. Like, he's
no, he's a good
dude.
right?
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Everyone has their isms.
Yeah, totally. Merrick, I was listening to Merrick as well, and he has an extra yes.
What do you mean?
At the end of a sentence or something like that. He has is an ism. Sorry, Merrick.
When he's asking a question, or
listen to Merrick and spot the extra yes. He does an extra yes. We've all got them. I don't know what mine is.
I want you to do it and come across as racist, because you're going to do an Indian accent.
Yeah, okay. I'll get to
racism.
India, I think.
Love you, Merrick.
He's knocking out the park. He's way ahead of us in episodes now too. I think he even got to 100.
He did just recently.
Yeah, with his partner. So I think he brought his partner on for the number 100. So I've not listened to that one too. But yeah, well done, Merrick.
Lovely guy.
So this was going to be a podcast exclusive, but my daughter just
well, it still
ruined
is. No one else knows
true.
about it.
But
she did ruin it.
She did ruin it. Selling my house for Bitcoin.
Oh, hang on. Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm not literally selling it for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I'm selling a house and I'm buying Bitcoin. Yes. True story.
Does the daughter and wife know that?
Yeah, they know.
They don't?
They know.
Oh.
But, so yeah, okay, so let's, obviously I talk a big
game.
Bitcoin game.
Yeah.
And I've finally got to the point where I was like, well, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty far down the road, but that was that was sort of my last, whatever you would say, pillar standing or something in the fiat land.
Do you know how I feel about that? I'm jealous.
Are you?
Because you're just pulling further ahead of me.
Oh, right, well. So,
no, that is amazing. Okay, sorry, you go.
No, please.
So, when your daughter is upstairs and just discloses to me that you're selling a house so you can potentially buy a house in Australia, how does that work?
All right, well, she's
a little misguided.
She's a little bit misguided there. I mean, the timeline might not be great.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. This house is in Scotland.
Yes.
We moved here 10 years ago.
Yes.
We kept the house. It's been rented the whole time. And it's done generally quite well.
Yep.
But there are more and more things. Well, the market is obviously changing. The interest rates are changing, all that kind of stuff. But there are more and more requirements based on people who have a rental house. And there's ridiculous things like portable appliance testings. Like I test my toaster. You know, there's it comes furnished, right? So you get fridges, washing machines, beds, TVs, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Whatever's there, that's what they get. But all the electrical appliances have to be. This is really big.
Tag.
They have to be checked
Tested,
every year. I also now have to do a environmental assessment report on my house
Annually.
I don't know how often that one is. It might not be annually, but anyway, it's out of date just now, so I have to do another one. I have to do. What the hell is the other one? Oh, there's lots. Oh, and I have to do a, what do you call that? Legionella? You know, the waterborne disease thing?
Yeah, it's like air conditioning.
Yeah, but I've got I have a combination boiler, a gas central heating boiler that heats the radiators. So the water is in an enclosed system. I have to do a Legionella check every year on this. It's just, all my point is...
What's it called again?
What is it called? Legionella? Is that right?
Legionnaires.
Legionnaires.
Like a legionnaire.
But it's
Legionnaire's disease.
Yeah, Legionnaire's disease. It's Legionella. Okay, I could be wrong.
Anyway, whatever.
Whatever it's called.
You're getting rid of the house.
The point is there's more and more and more things that are just making it less and less attractive to have it, right?
Yes.
But the one thing that was nagging at me was I'd love to get to the point where my daughter's older, I can just chuck her the keys to a house if she wants to go see where she's from.
Yes.
And she has a house to go see in, right?
Yep.
So obviously I've been hanging on to that. It hasn't really been about the investment for quite a long time now. It's been about that.
Yeah.
More important to me. But I've just got to the point where I just can't. It's just not worth it anymore. And I'd rather just, fit it in a Bitcoin and let her stay wherever the hell she likes when she goes, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So how did that conversation go? I mean, obviously you would have talked to the wife. I feel like we could almost say our wives' names by now, but anyway.
Mrs. Hats. Yeah.
You've obviously talked about that to her over the years, yeah? About if this happens, if we sell this. Actually, what about capital gains? It's not your residence.
So, so it was at one point our house.
Yeah.
We lived in it. So for the period we lived in it, it's no capital gain because it was our house. And then, but the period that it's been rented, it obviously is a capital gain. So I think what you have to do is take your buy price, take your sell price, estimate the price. I'm not the tax guy here, but estimate the price at the point where you changed. Then find some reasonable estimate, look at the difference, and pay capital gains on the difference. Yeah, I'd have to. So,
I feel like, did you not mention to me maybe a trip to Murrah or on the way back from Murrah, the concept of living in it for a while?
I did. Like
is that actually fraudulent, or is that
no? Because
it's legally
there would be a minimum period,
but you'd have to stay there.
Yeah, so maybe I think I would have to do something like fly back over there. Like The person who is currently living in it is moving out in a couple of days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
soon.
This is the long-term tenant too, yeah?
Yeah, they've been a long time.
Yeah.
So they're moving out in a couple of days, and we were going to just re-rent it, and then I was just like, no, I just can't do it.
Sorry, did you notify them that you were going to sell, or did they actually decide to move?
They have
leave.
actually bought a place themselves.
Oh, cool.
So that has been also because like it's not just I'm Bitcoiner, I'm going to go for it. It was more that was the kicker. That was the thing that made me think, and then I was like, well, okay, we'll just re-rent it because it does make money, fiat.
Yeah.
But I don't know, the headspace it takes up.
Yep.
It's just not enough. And when I look at the the opportunity cost of of continuing to rent, I'm like, well, I just can't. What was your question? I forgot the question.
It was about your renter, like actually choosing to go. So
So they are moving out anyway.
And you were concerned. You'd been concerned about that. You didn't want to kick that person out.
No, absolutely not. And we didn't raise rent and
Jeez,
all
you're a
through
good
COVID
dude.
and all this stuff, and
Such
because
a
we
good-
didn't want
such
to.
a good dude.
Because they're good people. They're good people, right? They're good people. They're living in the house and looking after my house.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a good person paying a bit less than who knows, paying a bit more. Anyway, that's the decision. So
Awesome. So
balls to the wall.
and Mrs. Hats is entirely on board.
So we're going to take some amount of money from it,
Yep.
and I've told the two of them to
Move
very
out.
doxy. No, I've told the two of them to have a think about a holiday they want to take.
Yeah.
So we get some actual benefit, genuine
Yep.
whatever from it.
Yeah.
I don't care what they got. Don't even care what they say. Like my daughter's like, let's go on a European tour. I was like, well, okay, Jagger. Let's think this through.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know where we're going to go. I don't know what's going to happen. But they're going to work that one out. Their choice. I just want them to both get some real benefit from.
Which makes you feel better about pouring a whole ton into Bitcoin.
Absolutely does.
Yeah.
Absolutely does. That's the real truth of it, really, isn't it? Yeah. There you go.
Well, congratulations, man. I'm happy and jealous at the same time.
Sell your home for Bitcoin.com.
Sell your home for Bitcoin.com.
Brendo owns that one. I own sell your house for Bitcoin.com.
Yeah, I still own my forever home though.
But that's also good.
I know.
That's also.
I just wish I had a non-forever home that I'd be happy to flip.
The problem is, I think the best thing for people to do just now, and it's really not practical, but if you own a house just now and it's wildly overpriced, is to sell that house, rent a place for 4 years,
Yep.
and move back into somewhere that's twice as good for half the money.
Yep.
That's the logical decision,
Yep.
right?
Entirely.
In my opinion. No financial advice, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You do you. But yeah, so that's that's the house.
Well, we could also potentially book a 2-bit tour. I'm just trying to.
Oh,
work out
you were asking a question. Could
how
I
I can benefit.
minimize
from
the capital gain? You were asking a question.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I think I could go back there and I spend. I think it might have to be like 90 days or something, and actually live in the place again. Oh, I don't actually have to live in it. I just have to be there paying the bills.
Yeah.
And be the person that's on
And
the thing. But I think I would
3
have to be.
months.
I think I would have to be in country. I think it'd be quite hard to not be in country. And
But that's entirely legal.
yeah, totally legal. Yeah,
Yeah, well, there you
totally
go.
legal. And I could get and it would.
How much would you be? Have you worked out? Actually done the maths on that?
No, I haven't.
Oh, surprising.
I
would've
know.
thought you
Yeah, I
would've.
know. I just
Would've
haven't.
thought you would've.
Yeah, I know. It is kind of me thing to do.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was my uncle that suggested it in the first place, so it wasn't really a me thing at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, I will. If I don't do that, I will lose. But I don't know if I can. I don't know if I want to be away for 3 months, just for the sake of some cash.
Oh, yeah. True.
I don't know.
I don't know. All right. What's next?
Phillip Hammond. Do you know who Phillip Hammond is?
Nope.
So Phillip Hammond is the former Chancellor of the Exchequer in the UK.
The former what?
Former Chancellor of the Exchequer. Right. Sorry. 2 seconds. That's
The Chancellor of the Exchequer.
like what do you call in Australia? Like the finance minister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
that.
a weird name.
Exchequer.
Exchequer.
Exchequer. Something like that.
Fuck, I don't know what the fuck.
Anyway, he's in Davos right now. He's not in government just now, and I think he's just taken some sort of role with a digital assets business, right? However, bear in mind he is this former second most important politician in the UK. Have a listen to this.
Okay, talk to me about Bitcoin. Will it be regulated? Are you interested in Bitcoin regulation?
I am interested in Bitcoin, and the Bank of England, as you know, among the central banks, has been leading on looking at Bitcoin. Look, it's a very interesting new development. I think we should be cautious about Bitcoin, and possibly we do need to look at the way we regulate this environment before the amount of outstanding Bitcoin becomes large enough to be systemically important in the global economy. It's not there yet, but it could get there soon.
What? See,
Okay.
that started with me going, oh, he's just, yeah. But then that last bit,
Shitting himself. That's what it says to me.
Yeah.
You're shitting yourself, and that's why he's jumped. That's pure incentives. Jump ship because he understands what's happening here. And what was it? It's not systemically important yet, but it could become so quite quickly, or something like that. I could play it again if somebody wants to hear it, but you can rewind. Crazy, right?
yeah.
So
even
he's
just
currently
saying, admitting.
sitting. Yeah, absolutely. Currently sitting in Davos, and heads up. But shout out, sorry, to Mike Still. You know Mike Still, BTC. So the guy who does the the guy who goes around with his camera and he films people on YouTube and he people who don't know anything. That guy
And gives them money.
Mike, yeah.
Can I give you money? Yeah.
So he shared that. I think that is quite a telling
That's huge.
comment, considering the guy's. I'm not a fan, but considering his background.
So why do you think then we have had a little, what has it been, a couple of weeks of just constant growth?
Yeah, we're like 40% up for the year or something. I think
Yeah.
something like that, which is
Why? Is it inflation? Is it?
I think the market sniffs the pivot. So interest rate decision today in the US.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Did you hear?
I read something about Powell saying something, but I don't-
0.25.
what?
So is interest rate rise again, but 0.25. I mean, I think probably 0.25 was what was expected. However, there were some people would thought maybe 0.5.
Oh yeah.
So it's probably a little bit closer to people the markets always sniff it early, right? They go early. So I think people are probably thinking the money that's flown into just assets in general is because they can see we're getting close to the printers getting turned back on. This is my opinion, right? I don't have to be wrong.
Yep.
But if we're getting close to the printers getting turned back on, that means a run in all assets again.
Yeah.
And as we've spoken about before, Bitcoin is it's seen as
The best performing asset.
it's the best performing, but it's also seen as like it's got a correlation with the high tech stocks, right?
Yeah.
Like your Facebooks or your whatever of the world, Googles
Yeah.
and stuff.
But but a lot of that money is still going into that, looking at that as a trade.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my mate who I was with last night, I sent him a message to say, hang on, I'll find it. I sent him a message to say,
Fucking Helen. Is that what it
I'll
was?
get to that.
Yeah.
I've sent him a message first thing this morning, just say 0.25. It is Powell preparing for his pivot.
Yeah.
And he's like, I had to smile this morning. First headline I saw, the Fed hikes and Wall Street rallies. One for the scrapbook. Scrapbooks like rising rates equals always. I can't even read that. Always good for company profits. I mean, and I was just saying, well, I think some were expecting 0.5, and he just came back with when bad news is better than worse news. So I think that is it in 4 or 6 words or something. When bad news is better than worse news. I think that's why we're getting the pump just now.
Yeah.
Not that it matter. Like I don't know, but it could be 1,000 reasons. It could be because one guy somewhere with a lot of money is starting to buy. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But let me try and get rid of some of this stuff. So yeah, Phillip Hammond,
I feel like you're quiet.
Decision.
Can you make sure you're closer to the mic?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I just want to.
The interest rate decision is obviously important today. Lebanon. What do you know about Lebanon?
Oh, something about them basically just destroying their currency. So what are they doing? Is this like Turkey, where they were just adding a bunch of zeros to the?
Yeah. So a 90% devaluation.
But what does that actually mean? So saying that $1 is now worth.
So if you had 10 grand,
yeah,
it's now worth 1. And
but how are they doing it? By moving the decimal place?
And I actually don't know. And Safedine is just on a pod on it. And he's, I think, from Lebanon, so he'd be the guy to listen to.
Okay.
But I would assume yes, by moving the decimal place. And they gave people 1 day's notice, and you couldn't withdraw money from the bank. You haven't been able to for weeks. But you couldn't move money outside the country. You couldn't withdraw money so you just had to take on the chin. No choice. If your money was in what is it, Lebanese pound?
I don't know.
LBP, yeah, Lebanese pound, I'm pretty sure. So if your
one day's notice.
1 day's notice. So
yeah, to everyone, but the
Sure.
ones behind the decision.
So yeah, separation of wealth again,
Fucking hell.
rich and poor, 90% devaluation.
What's Lebanon doing now? What are the public doing? They are out in the streets.
They've been out in the streets. They've been protesting at banks. They've been taking guns to banks. There's been all sorts of stuff been happening in Lebanon.
Fucking
But
hell.
you imagine that. Like, think about that for a second. Like, what would you do? Somebody says, Brendo, you got $1,000 in the world. Today you've got
Now it's
$100.
$100.
I mean, it's just frightening. It's frightening.
I don't get what's their motivation for that though.
Well, they're just. Hang on, I need to find this bookmark. Here we go. Right, so the question is, okay, so who is currency devalue? So what is it good for and what's it bad for? Right, a currency devaluation, right? So it's good for government debt because all of a sudden they're only paying back $1 or $10 on the 10 cents on the dollar, right?
Government debt to who though? To the public?
The government. So the government takes on debt in order to fund their operations.
Yeah.
Right. That could be to anybody who buys a Lebanese bond. I don't know what government debt is there, but I would imagine it's some form of bond, right? So all of a sudden that debt becomes 10% of what it was. So that's good for the government, right?
Yeah.
Trade deficit. So and exports. So I don't know what they export from Lebanon, but let's say they export grain, right? All of a sudden, if you're buying things from Lebanon, it just got 90% cheaper, right? So all of a sudden, shed loads more money goes out of the country. More product goes out of the country, and more money, external money, comes into the country, right?
Yeah.
So good for balance of payments, but trade deficits, right? So and that's the good sense, but who loses, right? Imports, obviously, if you're importing something with your currency, right, you can't afford anything anymore. So it's so again good for the balance of payments, awful for anybody who's bringing anything into the country, right?
It would destroy them essentially.
Completely. I mean, you're totally uncompetitive. Like, let's say, I don't know, let's pick any industry, right? Say you're in a coffee shop and you have to bring in beans from Colombia. I don't know,
vegetables, fruit,
anything from anywhere. You cannot. Anybody who's importing anything is in fact overnight, right? And so internal purchasing power for people is horrific, right? The purchasing power.
You'd imagine that would be a nation that does import a lot of goods.
I don't know. It's quite honestly, but regardless, the winners and losers, right? Somebody will export, somebody will import. So the exporters win, the importers lose massively.
Yeah.
But imagine you were sitting in Bitcoin, right? Imagine there's you and me, and we're living in Lebanon, and we both have 10,000 Lebanese pounds, I think. So, but you hold yours in the currency, but I decide to buy Bitcoin, right? We both had the same today, or yes, 2 days ago. We both had the same, different assets, called one an asset, but different assets, but we have the same.
Yep.
Overnight, you got wiped out 90%.
Yep.
I didn't. I became the king.
Yeah.
Right? Or the other way around, right? We could have done the other way around. You could have become the king. But, like, all of a sudden, you're sitting in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's price, other than a fluctuation just now, Bitcoin hasn't done anything. Hasn't moved, hasn't done anything.
Pretty steady.
It's just stayed the same.
Yep.
So you got 10 times richer overnight because your purchasing power just grew 10x compared to the other guy. So if you and
you didn't get 10 times poorer.
Or you didn't get 10 times poorer.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, right? It depends which way you look at it. But, like, let's say let's say we're competing for the same house, or we're both run a coffee shop and we're competing against each other, or you're wiped immediately.
Yeah.
So, and my point is, this is coming to everyone. It's not coming to everybody necessarily as quickly as Lebanon, but we're going to work our way through the countries, I believe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
I mean, the logical thing is have everything in bloody Bitcoin, but I mean, that's not the case for everybody. Everybody should have their exposure, whatever they think their exposure should be. But even if it's like, if you'd have had 10% Bitcoin, I never thought about it this way. If you'd had 10% Bitcoin, you would have just stayed still. Sorry. You would have just stayed still. Like you would have had
Yeah.
the same the next day as you had the previous day,
Yeah.
because the value of the currency got screwed, but the Bitcoin effectively went up. So you would have still stayed still, and you would only have been risking 10% of your money.
Yeah.
Wild, right? So, I mean, I don't know if we've got many listeners in Lebanon, but anybody who listens anywhere that's got any sort of similarities to Lebanon, I would suggest thinking about having some exposure to Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
Or at least, I mean, let's be 100% honest about this. If they'd had US dollars or Great British pounds or Australian dollars or Japanese,
Which
even Japanese yen.
you'd have to think they, like a lot of the Lebanese population would
Yes.
have
Yeah, I'm
US
sure
dollars
that is true.
under a mattress or something.
Well, remember Effie said of it from Turkey, right? A
Yeah.
lot of Turkish people are going to go to the dollar, right?
Yeah.
And so that's also true. They would have been protected just as well as the people in Bitcoin for now. But then bear in mind that has counterparty risk, and it could do the same. Whereas Bitcoin has infinite supply, limited. Well done. Oh, beep.
Oh, what?
But yeah, so
You didn't quite
hard
say,
cap supply. No, I didn't, but you can find it. Hard cap supply and no counterparty if you do it properly. I'm good just now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just feel for the people in Lebanon. It's just a horrific thing.
So, is there any truth to what I was saying about Panama making Bitcoin legal tender?
I have no idea. What did you see about Panama?
Oh, I don't know. It's like, I don't know if it's Bitcoin magazine, but some Bitcoin page, or it's some whale watchers that I don't follow, but it comes up on my thing.
Oh, whale alerts.
Oh, that's
whale
what it
watchers.
is. Oh,
Maybe like
whale
some
watch.
blue whale. So like, what? Yeah, okay.
It's a page dedicated to fat women.
Or men.
More men. More men.
Men can be whales too,
That's
guys.
right,
We can be
that's
whales
right.
too.
You know those pages where it's just like breaking, and then
Yeah.
and then they reframe it like it's like Panama is actually probably, or somewhere is passing crypto laws, but they say Bitcoin laws, or
Oh
you know.
yeah. So it depends on your own bias, I guess.
Totally.
Which way you want to tell the story. Like Fidelity's allowing Bitcoin in your
You know what,
IRA or
and-
something, but they're also
And
allowing all
Bitcoin
digital
magazine is as guilty as anyone.
assets. Oh
at
yeah,
that.
we're all guilty.
Yeah, but I think it borderline.
Like if something
Misleading-
positive happens for
misleading.
Solana, I don't think it will.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell that story.
No, but what I'm saying is something like Bitcoin magazine or I don't know, whatever page or site is going, yeah, Bitcoin is doing this, or somebody's talking about Bitcoin, but then you go into the actual source or the article and they're talking broadly about crypto.
Yes,
And
completely
it's
true.
just like, well, come on, man, that's misleading. Don't tweet breaking news, Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that, when it's not just Bitcoin.
But it's just what people are doing for clout, right? They just want to be heard.
Bitclout. Yeah, I wonder what the free market thinks about.
Yeah. I misspoke. What was it? I misstepped.
Is that what he said?
I misstepped. Yeah.
Yeah.
What you mean, Robert?
I don't
is you're
think-
sorry.
Yeah.
You mean you're sorry? You did something totally wrong and you made a big mistake and you're sorry. They're the words you were looking for. I'm sure of it. You didn't misstep. You're sorry. Can I be clearer about this? Robert's a good guy. He's made some good stuff, but he was wrong. He's been wrong.
No,
Own
he's a net positive for Bitcoin.
But yeah, this net positive thing, I mean, I don't know.
What? All it takes is for someone to call us out for this fucking affiliate 10% thing.
It's not 10% to us.
I know it's not.
We don't
but
get that.
I know it's not, but people might not believe it. They might be thinking that we're getting some kickback, even though we're saying we're not. You know what I mean?
We're getting, okay, well, I can't prove it.
No, I know. Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it takes a fucking... People turn on a dime.
I know. Come at me. Go for the neck. Not like literally.
Yeah, we've got so far to fall.
Oh, yeah, true.
Take us down.
I know. The debt ceiling. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I'm so angry.
Have they actually raised it again?
I don't think so yet, but they will.
But they will. Of course they will.
Of course they will.
Like, why do they even pretend like it's going to be a
Well,
possibility that they won't? That
because
they'll default.
they use it as a whoever's not in power say we're not going to allow it, and then they use it as their and then the other ones go, oh, we have to, right? That's kind of because they do.
They do have to.
But they're like, but if you do have the power to block, it gives you huge bargaining power in terms of what you want the money to be spent on.
To do, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So that's why they do it.
Yeah.
But it's going to be raised.
Yeah.
But
when, when? What's the date?
we're actually past it, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would have to double check.
Didn't it happen? Like, I feel like the debt ceiling has been raised since I've been into Bitcoin.
Some of us have done this work. Would you like to know the numbers?
Sure. Actually, do you know what? I'm coming up to my 3-year Bitcoin birthday. 6 days away.
Oh, is it?
It's literally in my calendar in my phone.
Your Bitcoin birthday?
Bitcoin birthday.
Oh, I should have that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, tell me. So I know it's within 3, or I think it's within 3 years because I feel like it's happened.
I actually don't know when the last one was, but what president was it? It must be every year. Yeah, I mean, it feels like it was 5 seconds ago. I mean, I don't know, but do you know how many times do you think? So bear in mind what the word ceiling means.
Yeah.
Right. How many times do you believe the debt ceiling has been raised?
Since what? 71?
No. So this actually says 1960.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be more, but I reckon 6.
6.
Yeah, there's too many.
No, it's not enough. 78 times.
No,
right?
Is that
78 times. So the debt ceiling. If the American economy, if the American debt was a bungalow, it's now a skyscraper, right? 78 times since 1960, the debt ceiling has been raised. But, and basically this will go back to your point a second ago, 49 times that's been done by Republicans, 29 times it's been done by Democrats, right? So the point is right now it's the Republicans making this big noise of, oh, you can't do that. They've done it nearly twice as many times.
Yeah.
This is not
it's a bipartisan issue.
It's a bipartisan. Yeah, they're both wrong.
Yeah.
They're both wrong.
Well, what's the point? Why even pretend there's a ceiling? Because there's clearly not.
I mean, whoever came up with the word ceiling, like in the context of debt, they must be. I mean, there's what I think the next big thing might be, like the reframing of the word ceiling. Yeah. You know, it's actually like I don't know, mezzanine or something, like the debt mezzanine. I don't know what it would be.
The new gender what would it be? Thing. I don't know, mezzanine.
You know.
Alcove?
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be something, right? 78 times since 1960.
Well, it doesn't exist. It's
never
existed.
So it never has existed, exactly. It's like negative interest. Negative interest? Are you sure? Interest. You know what the word interest... Like,
I'm going to tweet that right now.
You're going to tweet what?
There's no such thing as a debt ceiling.
You're going to tweet live on the pod. That's really good listening.
Oh, I don't care.
The Bitcoin company.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about them.
Where the fuck did that come from?
I know. Like, this is shout out Michael who gave me the heads up on this one. To Lesh. So, I am a huge fan. Have you just tweeted that?
Yeah, literally.
I'm a huge fan of Fold, as you know. I actually love Lolli too, but just the model is slower and it's harder to work Lolli. Lolli's just as good, but it's just a bit hard. It just takes a bit more time.
Yep.
Big fan of Fold. I've always wanted it in Australia, right? Because it's just like the biggest Trojan horse ever. I mean, it's great, but it's also a massive Trojan horse. People are like, oh yeah, do you shop? Yeah, I shop. Do you want any money back? Yeah, I want money back. Do you want it in Bitcoin? Sure. I mean, that's the business model, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, why is that not here? Because, you know, clearly I've not done anything about it either, but don't have the capability.
Well, no.
But, so the Bitcoin company, so let me just go on here.
They're not Australian though, are they?
No, they're not, but it's available here.
Yeah.
And you can literally do the Australian flag. So then there's an app. I don't know, you're an Apple guy, I'm an Android guy.
Yeah, I'm on it. I've signed up.
Are you on it too?
I got your referral code.
Oh, did you? I sent you a referral.
I got no one to...
Have you tried to send it to other people too?
No, haven't even bothered.
Okay. But if you go into, you go into the app, you go into shop, you go into see all, and that's with the Australian flag, there must be 25, 30 different businesses there, which include BCF, Blockstream, Catch.com.au, CoinKite, Coles, so supermarkets.
Oh, the good guys, yeah.
Good guy, units, Foundation Devices, Hotels.com, JB Hi-Fi,
oh,
Myer,
Visa.
Rebel Sports, Priceline Pharmacy. They literally could live your entire, like, Super Cheap Auto, Target, the good guy, whatever. I could keep going. Or even better, you could buy a Visa card. So I guess that's a prepaid Visa.
Yeah.
With, you're buying with Bitcoin, but you're getting Satsback, right?
Yeah.
So, you don't have to. I think some of them you can buy with fiat.
You can do either, I think.
But I think you get a bigger reward if you buy in Bitcoin.
Makes sense.
But I did a check today, right? Because, where did I look at? Where the hell was it? Can't remember what I think it was Coles.
Mm.
Because it was Coles. So the Bitcoin back varies from like 2% to where am I finding something high? 20%, right? Maybe there's more. 21 Bitcoin Magazine, right? So between 2% and 20%, 21% back. If you guess buying Bitcoin, right? So I'm thinking, would that actually work? So what could you? I was like, because if you're paying in Bitcoin, you're like having to give away your Bitcoin. I was like, well, you'd want to replace your Bitcoin, right?
Mm.
So I went on Bitaroo, because Bitaroo tend to have really competitive rates.
They do.
They do. And I was like, okay, so if I bought $100 worth of Bitcoin, and I did it at exactly the same time, right? Like I checked these two things out within seconds of each other, right?
Because that's what you do.
Is this my new catchphrase? Is it?
Yeah.
Did I say that a lot?
No, as in you just fucking checky,
mathy
checker dude.
Yeah, I do. But so bear in mind, I checked Coles, and Coles were 2% back in Bitcoin, right? And I checked if I'd have bought $100 worth of Coles vouchers through this way and got my 2% back, and also bought $100, replaced all of that Bitcoin on Bitaroo at exactly the same moment, would I actually still have been up, or am I just sort of LARPing?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'd have been it was like 1,900 and something 46 sats up. Okay?
Yeah.
So, what am I saying? If you shop at Coles, you could use your Bitcoin balance, get your sats back on, where am I? What's it called?
Honey Badger. It's a fucking
It is the
logo.
logo.
The
It's a good
Bitcoin
logo.
company.
The Bitcoin company.
Yeah, it's a good app.
I know. Yeah. It's good. And you could do the same thing. You would have to do it the same. Well, otherwise, if you're not doing it at the exact same time, you would be taking some risk on the movement of Bitcoin. I get that. But if you can do it at the exact same time, so I don't know. Do you have any idea what your family monthly shopping bill might be?
No, it's too much because we're not good at planning our meals, so it couldn't.
$600, $700, $800,
Probably.
maybe something like that.
Probably. Yep.
So let's say it's 7.
Yep.
You're talking what is that? 14,000 sats a month for free. Free.
Yep.
Free money. If Coles is your shop, if that's where you get your supermarket shop.
But yeah.
No, well, okay, but I'm just saying.
Change behaviours.
Well, yeah, true.
What's the time?
And that's the worst discount you can get. That's the 2%.
The worst, yeah.
The 2% cash back. Coles was the worst one.
I think Coles is the only grocery shop.
I think, yeah, I don't think Woolworths was there. I don't think IG. There were the three ones. What else has Australia got?
Woolies, Aldi, and Coles,
Yeah,
basically.
that's kind of it, right?
Oh, IGA too.
And IGA,
Sorry.
yeah. But so yes, Coles is the only one in terms of groceries, and obviously that's a big bill for people. But yeah, I know. What can I tell you? Free Bitcoin.
That's it.
Do you want your referral link in the note in the
Yeah.
notes below? I'll put Brendo's referral link in the notes below.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. Send me it. Yeah, that's nuts. But so the thing that I've been sort of screaming for 3 years or whatever
Is Sammy here?
is basically here now.
Yeah. Just the card though. Imagine
Yeah,
having
I know.
a card
Well, you kind of, but then you kind of can
because
you can buy
a thing.
you can use your.
A voucher. It'd
Well,
be a voucher
you're
code.
buying a Visa card.
No, you're buying a code.
No, you're not. You're
So
buying,
they're going to post you a
no,
card.
you're buying a No, it's not going to post it. It's just going to sit it on your whatever you use, Google
your
Pay,
wallet
Apple
thing.
Pay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you could buy a prepaid Visa card.
That's pretty good.
Get cash back, same thing, and then pay.
What if you buy a Visa card through that, and then can you use the Visa on Bitaroo or Hard Block to buy sats, and then just get the extra?
Don't know.
Mm.
Now you're thinking though.
Mm.
Don't know. Somebody else can go do that thing and tell us. Yeah. So okay, I can't let this slide.
Something I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, tell them. You know what it is.
I don't.
Who have you been talking to today?
Who have I been talking to?
Yeah, you sent me a picture.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, Jack.
oh, just Jack.
Oh, I literally didn't know what you're talking
Was it
about.
a particular Jack?
No, yeah, Jack Dorsey.
Yeah.
So
Brenda's now a high flyer.
So today, says the guy that, yeah. Anyway,
So what?
So today, that you got your friggin' Jack reply when you're talking about Jacks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So,
but I think you got 2. So I think you're winning 2-1.
I got a few, I think.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I've not. Okay.
So the thing, okay, right. So today, so I don't know how to say it. Damus, the
Nostril. Are we talking about Nostril?
no, Nostr, yeah.
Nostr.
So Damus being the
Or Nostr,
client,
Preston.
the app client for the Nostr protocol, Nostr. So I had listened to someone calling it Nostra, but it can't be Nostra. It's Nostr.
Yeah, and it's like Havening.
Nostr.
To be shot.
Anyway, so I'm on Damus, whatever, just having a look around, fucking
So that's
around.
the client. I have not done it yet. I've not jumped.
It's pretty cool.
I know. I'm thinking I should.
It's not as, it's a little bit slower, and it's just a couple of things I'm like, what's actually going on here? However, I'm posting on this fucking thing, and Jack Dorsey's replying about, technical stuff. Like, he's pretty much on there providing tech help for Damus or Nostr.
That's brilliant.
It's awesome.
So for anybody who, you're not part. Mostly, I guess you're probably part of the Twitter brigade if you're listening at all. But for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, what is it? Can you explain it?
It's
like a peer-to-peer Twitter.
Entirely decentralized Twitter. So it's like Bitcoin in that you've got a public key and a private key. Mm-hmm. There's no need for a phone number, an email address, any of that. It generates that for you. As far as I understand, you can run your own servers or your own server, but I'm not there yet. So I literally downloaded the app, logged in.
So you're an Apple guy. You went into the App Store, downloaded this Damus client.
Damus client, yes. And I don't know that there are other ones. I think there are other ones on Play Store, like that are not Damus or Damus.
Yeah, there are.
Yep.
And then you just try to set up an account and you get a public-private key. Is that what happens?
Exactly. So I got a public key to share to people to say,
this is
follow
what you're seeing
me.
on Twitter. Everybody's doing this.
Exactly. That's what you're seeing on Twitter. Their public key.
Yeah.
And the private key is basically your access to that account.
Which is that like a?
It's
like
exactly,
a 12-word
no.
phrase,
It's like a public key. It's like not NPub, because NPub is the public bit, but
okay,
it's whatever it is.
A big long string of
characters and shit. Yeah. And yeah, that's it. But where I'm not up to is the whole thing about hosting your own kind of relay or server and stuff. So
what's your? So I haven't done it yet.
Yep.
And I can see lots of people have.
Yep.
And I'm not a first mover ever. I'd like to see myself into like the first maybe 10%. Never in the first 1, 2, 3%. I'm not. Whatever. I don't know. You like to tinker though, so that's probably why you've gone.
Yeah. Oh, look. To be honest, I feel late. The only reason I'm late is because of
because you're talking to Jack Dorsey, who's providing tech support. You're late.
I'm late. That's right. Because I was just looking for an iOS client because I didn't really want to tinker on the desktop. I just want to play on my phone. So,
got you.
Yeah.
So okay. So you can have Apple. So it's now in the Apple Store. It's on the Android Play Store, and there's a desktop client too.
I guess so.
I think that's true.
I guess so. Yeah.
But
so it's just cool.
First impression is good.
Generally pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot. There's no. I don't get actual notifications, even though if I go into the app.
Do you follow people, or do you? I mean,
no,
you connect to this.
You do
public key, but is that that's like if you were to follow me, if I was to join.
So once I'm on and you follow me or I follow you, you can then follow back, basically, if that makes sense. So I'll tell you, I've only got a couple, but I've got Catan, Gaz is on there.
So this is people that are using the same profiles that are using on Twitter, you would guess.
Pretty much,
I'm sure people could scam it, but...
I don't know who that is. Hodalong Comrades, Brisket's on there.
Yep.
Tal Edge is on there.
Yep.
Honey Badger. Well, actually, I don't know if that's...
Is that Merrick?
Merrick, or if that... No, it would be Merrick, because I followed Merrick earlier.
Okay.
I always find that hard with
that
and Pleb Hodl Badger.
Yeah, I know there's two very similar names. It's complicated.
So yes, cool so far. Oh, and Dale.
Warburton,
is it?
Yeah, the bread guy.
South African fella. What's the bread guy? What do you mean?
Warburton's. That's the bread.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't remember that.
Dale from Murrah.
I liked him. I really liked him.
I did. Okay, cool. So you're just going to play around. So hang on. So
I did ask Jack a question about how to add it at JPEG because, like an actual profile picture, you have to have an image link. The prick didn't reply, so I actually said, "Can I speak to your manager?"
Can you? Did you?
Yes. I said, "Jack, can I speak to your manager or something like that?"
Oh, then there goes the end of the friendship.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's
So
all
hang
over.
on. So do you? So how do you know it's the person? Because they've got a username.
Although what's interesting,
I need to have a look at this.
Yeah, what's interesting is Jeff Booth is on there, right? So I'm following him, and he's got a thing called Nostr Verified, and I don't know what that means.
He's paying $8 a month, is he?
Maybe. I don't know what that means, though, you know?
Let's see.
Hang on. Following. And, oh, no, Jack's got a little purple tick. I got Snowden on there as well. But Jeff Booth, you go in there, it says nostrverified.com. But you go into Jack's, he's got the tick, but he's just got cash.app, you know, as his link. Oh, and Snowden's got nostr-check.com, so I don't know what the fuck that all means, but anyway. It's cool. It's cool, man.
We're just... It's change, right? It's just change. Did you jump on the Mastodon thing? When that came round about...
I tried to, but I couldn't even get a verification email.
Yeah, right.
To actually verify my account, so no.
So I did that.
Yeah.
But... And I just to sort of claim my name so nobody else took it.
So did I.
Like no, we're just spamming or anything else, right?
Yeah.
I don't mean like. But then I was like, but then I just came back to Twitter.
Well, it's like
because everybody's there.
But it's like people saying, "Oh, I'm leaving Twitter. I'm not coming back," and then 2 hours later, "Hey guys,
Greg was. Hi, Greg."
Yeah.
Greg left for about 5 minutes.
I don't know.
That was so funny.
What was that? Why did he leave?
I think so. Greg is very emotional, right?
Yes.
And I love him for it. Like it's great.
Oh yeah.
But he takes a bit of a kicking from some people, but he also gets involved in it too.
Oh yeah.
Like if somebody is offensive, he's offensive back. Like really, like they go for each other.
Yeah.
And I think he's maybe said, "I thought I'm just
burnt out of it."
Yeah, I'm just like wasting. What am I doing? Wasting my life or whatever. I'm addicted to Twitter, and I don't know it. But then he rage quit, and then he came back about 15 minutes later. Hi, Greg.
He's on Nostr as well.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, don't be nice to Greg, everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Be nice to Greg.
Actually, I wonder if Daz is on there. He will be.
Yeah, I would guess.
All right. What else have we got? It's kind of
yeah, I know. I've got two more things. So.
fluffing here. Yep.
We'll go to that in a second. Music, just because I know yours, so perk up your ears.
You're finally admitting I can sing.
Yeah, that is what this whole thing has been. It's the long game I've been playing here. We haven't spoken about this, but we might as well just speak about it now. What I would like to do, and they're probably, we're quite far away in the pod, so whether everybody listening by this stage, but I would like to turn the pod over, at least for a section of it, to somebody who's a musician.
Right.
But like somebody who genuinely wants to be a musician, not just somebody who can play the guitar and wants to sing us a song, right?
Yeah.
Not looking at you.
But I'm thinking.
No, somebody that's a genuine musician who's maybe a young person. Oh, it doesn't have to be a young person, but like somebody who genuinely is trying to make it as a musician, right? Not that we have a big let's tamper
We're going to not help at all.
No, but I think, and then what I'd like to do is I'd like to set them up on a Lightning wallet if they don't already have one, and then I'd like to turn over the entire sponsors and streams and boosts and stuff for the pod.
So our next lot of donations, you mean?
No. That actual pod itself.
Yeah.
That whole pod. Like, you know how we can do the splits?
Yeah.
We can't do the splits. The splits on... can you do the splits?
Yeah,
you were telling me you can do handstand push-ups.
I can't do fucking splits.
Okay.
Anyway.
You got to reel with myself.
Music?
Yeah, turn the whole thing over to the person and ask... I think there is a huge opportunity for somebody just on an RSS feed putting their... Like you know how people put their music out on YouTube or put their music out on, what do you call it? What's that thing called?
Spotify?
Not Spotify. SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
No, that kind of, so like,
there's a thing happening already, which I'm following on Twitter, right? And which I don't remember what it's called, but it's a similar idea, if that's where you're going, where it's value for value, basically.
Bingo, right?
Yeah.
So cause I actually meant to talk about this. So we have had. Well, let's have another guessing game, right? We haven't earned a lot of sats, as you know, but how many people do you think have streamed us some sats? Have a guessing game.
10.
It's not 10. You probably can name 10 that have streamed us some sats. So
Is it less than that?
No, it's more than 10.
I don't know. I've got no idea.
How many do you think?
10.
You think 10 is your guess?
Okay, 11.
944 people.
Individual, different people.
Different people. 944 different people have streamed us. And no, look at your face. That's mental, right?
That's
I only
amazing.
saw that stat today.
I didn't know that at all.
Now, granted, it's like, I don't know, it's like the average will be like 82 sats a person or
I don't
whatever.
care. That's
I
cool.
don't care.
That's really cool.
944 different people. I think that's mad for a little tiny thing like us.
Yeah.
To have had that, right?
Have actually gone and pushed a button to say, yep, send them something.
No. So that would be a boost.
Oh.
So I could.
Oh, okay. Well, here we go.
But hang on. I could probably check that too.
No. Tell me, what do you mean streaming sats?
No, well, so either somebody who's streamed.
Listen and then got sats.
So let's say you have an account on Fountain or was it Breeze, right?
Yeah.
And you are going, I'm going to stream 1 sat a minute to the person or the people while I listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
Right. So those people, that's one person. Now they wouldn't necessarily. They have listened.
Yep.
But they wouldn't necessarily have gone, these guys are great. Let's give them some money. Right, but they have listened, right? Maybe listened for 3 seconds, gave us 1 sat left, right?
Yeah,
it could be that. It will be that as well. But 944 people, right? So what I'd like to do, if you're cool with it, and we can find a person. So I'd like somebody, if anybody's listening, who has a person or has a suggestion to make, or somebody who would like to put a song on our pod, full song, and play it for as long as they like, and I'll brazenly ask for donations for the person. Hopefully it's half good.
Yeah, well, that's the point.
Yeah. So
did you hear the Dan Darkpill post?
No.
Oh, fuck me. It's Parman will know. He wouldn't listen to this. I'll show you after. It's hilarious. It's so bad, but so good at the same time.
Is this the guy who created the song about Luke Dash Jr.'s post?
Yeah.
I did see that today.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awful.
It's awful, but it's fucking amazing.
Well, there's parts of it that are good.
At the end, I can't remember the words, but
parts of it are good and parts of it are absolutely awful.
So bad. Yeah,
I saw that today.
Anyway, I don't understand logistically how this works.
So somebody comes on, they can have a chat with it. We just forget Bitcoin. We'll get somebody on to tell us all about what they do.
And then play a song for us.
No, I don't necessarily mean play a song live. They could give us a file. We could put the file on. Like, they might want it to be good. They might want to do it live.
Onto the pod.
Put it on the pod. We'll play it on the pod. We'll set them up with a Lightning wallet. We'll move all of the Bitcoin donations, streams, and boosts and everything on that pod to their Lightning wallet.
Person.
And we'll brazenly ask for donations to show the person what's possible.
Cool.
Do you like that for an idea?
Yep.
So if you have a person, go think about it, because I don't have a person.
So what if I rock up next week with a guitar?
I'm taking 100%. Yeah, do that if you want to. But I mean, honestly, if you want to. But what I genuinely would like is like somebody who is like an actual musician. But like but somebody who's like, I don't think. I mean, Eve, I know you like to. I know you love it and stuff, but I don't think you're sitting there going, one day I'm going to be touring the world. You're not thinking that.
No. You know what?
If you've let that go?
No, yeah, totally, exactly.
I mean, I still think I'm in the 100 meters in the Olympics, and I'm not going to be, right?
Every teenager, when they pick up a guitar or start learning guitar, hetero blokes, are doing it because they want girls.
Oh yeah, okay.
And
because you're cool at a party.
And secondly, they want to make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, I'll let that go a long time ago.
Hi, Mrs. Hats. Mrs. Hats. This is Mrs. Brendo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's how I got my wife, to be honest. Playing hard to get.
I mean, clearly.
Yeah.
I mean, I've worked that one out a long time ago.
She's hot.
Tweets of the week. Well, actually, first of all, let's do Dick of the Day, Brendo.
Dick of the Day is me.
That was the one thing.
One job you gave me, and I didn't do it. So
do you have one? Can you think of one?
No, not at all.
You can't think of one. You've been on Twitter all day.
Oh no, I haven't. I've been on Nostr.
And they're all cool over there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Jack Dorsey is my Dick of the Day for not answering my tech inquiry.
Okay. Well, we can tag him. We'll tag him, right?
Yeah, do it.
Dick of the Day, Jack. Come on, Jack. Your call is important to us. Tweet of the week.
Yep.
I have two.
Okay. I bet I haven't seen it either.
But the first one is Daz.
What's
this,
that one?
This is second place, right? This is second place, but I do love it. This was a while. This is more than a week ago. But did you see this one that says, "Wifey, how long are we going to keep buying Bitcoin?" And he says, "Me forever, Laura."
Oh yeah.
Wifey, my name's not Laura. Fuck it.
That's right.
I love that.
That is good.
I love that. So, but it is still second place because and I don't like to go for the big names, but I'm going to Jack Mallers. Did you see this?
The Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really just so I can share this tweet. Like, give me an excuse to share this.
Yeah.
And under the.
Fair enough.
So, can you explain that? Do you want me?
No.
So basically, what it is if you have a US dollar account, and you're in the US, and you have family who live in the Philippines, who have a what is the currency of the Philippines?
Fuck, don't ask me, dude.
Yeah. Oh, Brisket's
The
Brisket's getting
Filipinos.
angry. I can feel Brisket getting angry. You mustn't. Brisket, tell us. What's the fuck? Anyway, I can't think.
Can you please prepare for these pods hats?
I know. I do apologise to everybody. Anyway, so if you have $100 in US dollars, and you want to transfer it and you're in the States, and you want to transfer it to Philippines at zero cost.
Yeah.
So it basically just converts it in Strike into a Bitcoin Lightning transaction. It transfers it over to the Philippines, and it reconverts it into Philippine whatever it is. Sorry to everybody in Manila. Instantly. So 0 time, 0 cost. Now, quantify that, and this is the tweet, so I will share it below. But the Philippines, I'll just read this because it's just great. The Philippines is one of the largest remittance markets in the world. Remittances account for 9% of the GDP, which is more than 35 billion annually. 12% of total global remittances.
Holy shit.
Yep. 12.7 billion per year from the US alone. So that is 32% ish of 35 billion. Yeah, 35 billion. Over $1 billion a month.
Wow.
The average cost 4.57% currently. That's the average cost. Now most people are probably getting crushed somewhere else, but according to the World Bank, the average cost currently is 4.57%. So you're losing $4.57 on every $100. Receiving the money can take days to weeks. Over 50% of Philippine residents are unbanked, despite blah 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 blah. Legacy payments were slow. Give it a try. Anyway, it's working. It's working now. And yeah, if you are from the Philippines, you're living in America, and you want to send money home to your family, this is how you should do it.
Wow.
And sorry, please go on.
Oh, so can someone with the Strike app in the Philippines receive that money and then spend from the app? Or does it go to their account?
I don't actually think they won't. I don't think they have a Strike app in the Philippines. I think what they have is a partnership with another business in the Philippines who are running an equivalent of Strike in the Philippines.
Okay.
And so they are what am I trying to say?
The rails.
Yeah, that's
Providing the rails.
so. Let's say you've got, I don't know what you got here, like Wallet of Satoshi.
Yep.
And they're sending it via the rails to Wallet of Satoshi, but it's also being converted back into Philippines. I think that's what's happening. I don't know that to be sure, but but I would guess. Yeah, I think that's just massive.
Do you know what though? I did see that tweet, and after that he goes, "Who's next?" And he had all these fucking flags.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Did not see that.
Not an Australian flag there.
But okay, so let's have a
Dick of the day, Jack Mallers. All the Jacks.
Yeah. But well, there may be a similar service coming to Australia sometime soon. So we've got.
It better happen.
But we know who you are, and we want you to tell everybody.
Yeah.
We can't say, but we know who you are.
Yeah.
And a shout out for Abby Agarwal. Also, because I also just saw today, GetBit.money is live in beta. Instantly gift as little as $1 from the US to India with 0 fees. Powered by Bitcoin Lightning, The future of money is here.
Who's that? Abby?
A different one.
Oh.
But Abby, Abby, I'm ruining your name here. Abby Agarwal.
Okay.
I will also put that below, because if you're Indian in the US, it looks like you have the same service too, and it's got nothing to do with strike. It's just somebody else.
Free and open source, baby.
What can we say? We're winning.
Yeah.
I almost feel bad.
No, you
Almost- I
don't.
don't. We're gonna beat them now.
All right, is that it?
I'm done.
Yeah, cool. Bye.
See you guys.